It's time. It's time to say goodbye to the city life and go back to where we belong. It's time to leave the chaos behind. The neighbor conflicts, the pollution, the half an hour to do a trip that should take only 5 minutes. It's time. Goodbye, house. We dreamed of this, a quiet home in the countryside, away from the rush of the city. A place where the kids could play freely, where mornings would be slower, and where life would feel simpler. We took the leap, pouring almost all of our savings into this house. We only saw it once before buying it, just enough to fall in love with the idea of what it could be. But moving in was different. Reality felt harsher than we expected. We arrived at 5 p.m. and discovered the stove wasn't working. And with a newborn and a 4-year-old, there wasn't just an inconvenience, it was a real struggle. The walls were worse than we thought, covered in years of wear and damage. There were so many spider webs, it was unbelievable. I just cleaned our suite, and for the first night, we all slept there. The floors creaked, but not in a charming way. Some weren't even installed properly, just placed over the baseboards as if rushing to look finished. Then came the cold. The relentless, biting cold. At first we didn't understand why it was so hard to keep the house warm. Then we started noticing it. The drafts slipping through the windows, the cold pressing in from all sides. Most of the windows were in bad shape, full of air leaks. No matter how high we turned the heat, it never lasted. It felt impossible to keep this house warm, to make it feel like home. And then there was the humidity. One day, my husband was cranky and fed up with the awful wallpaper in our suite and decided to rip it out. And we had a big surprise. Right where my newborn daughter's crib, the slow creeping dampness along the walls, seeping into the house like an unwanted guest. The kind of thing that doesn't just go away, it lingers, it spreads. We realized then this wasn't just a home that needed a little love. It was a house that needed work, a lot of work. And work meant money. Money we no longer had. The hardest part, knowing how much we need to save just to make this place comfortable. The thought of it is overwhelming. Every repair, every fix, every improvement, it all costs more than we can afford right now. We already knew we had to renovate one bathroom in order to have a bathtub for the kids. But we thought we didn't need anything else right away, and we already had to buy a stove, an extractor fan, a gas cylinder that are huge and expensive, and the check just kept growing. We knew buying an old house would mean renovations, but we didn't expect this much this soon. No vacations this year. Probably not next year either. Every extra bit we have will go into this house. And right now it's winter, a long, cold, dark winter. The days are short, the nights stretch endlessly, and the sun is just a fleeting visitor. The house feels colder, the problems feel bigger, and the weight of it all is heavier. Some days it's hard to see the good. My husband and I try to lean on each other for comfort, and we need that to feel hope and to give hope to our daughters that one day this house is going to feel like a home. But then there are moments, little moments that remind us why we're here. Morning lights, soft and golden, breaking through the cracked windows. The laughter of our children echoing through the empty walls. The smell of coffee filling the kitchen. Even if the walls around it feel unfinished. Small things, but they matter. This house is not what we imagined. It's harder than we imagined. But here we are, and we are trying. Slowly, painfully, frustratingly, we are making it ours. We already changed all of the bedroom windows, and my husband sealed the rest of them because we don't have any more money to change them now. And we already have the bathroom reno going for the girls. Little steps. Maybe one day this place will be everything we dreamed. Maybe one day we will look back at this season of struggle and see how far we've come. But now we take it one step at a time, one repair at a time, one hopeful morning at a time. This house is broken, but we are here to fix it. This house is cold, but we will fill it with warmth. This house is not perfect, but maybe, one day, it will be home.